All right. So, hello. Good morning and welcome to the Illinois Department of Revenue's monthly webinar. Today, I'll be presenting on our 2026 Mental Health America MHA Platinum Bell Seal Employer Recognition and discussing what makes us an employer of choice. Maybe. There we go. My name is Alexandra Pichetti, and I'm the Recruitment and Retention Manager for the department. Before we dive in, let's review a few operational details to ensure the best use of your time. On the call with me today, I have my colleagues, Millicent Atkins, she's an HR hiring specialist, and Brent Stice, he's our HR hiring manager. They'll be assisting with monitoring the chat and answering questions as we go along. You may type into the chat throughout the presentation. We do ask that you please be patient with our replies. Sometimes it looks like we have less call volume today. Sometimes we have literally 300 plus people, so it can be very overwhelming with the questions. If we miss you, it is not intentional. You'll also have the option of always sending me an email if something isn't addressed. I also have a survey at the end that is an optional thing just for my growth as a presenter. If you type anything into that, I do review all of the answers and I do follow up with people. So if we miss you, please just know that there's other options for us to be able to help you. Okay. As I stated earlier before I started the recording, the chat option is located at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You can pop that open and you can type questions into there. Also, again, if you have any hearing difficulties or if you just prefer to see what I'm saying, there's a closed caption option located at the left-hand side of your screen, and that will let you know what I am saying as I put my hearing aid in. All right. We do hold monthly recruitment webinars, and they will be, and I said this is being recorded today. The webinar will be posted within a few weeks to our employment page at tax.illinois.gov. Please note the disclaimer on your screen stating webinars are for informational purposes only. We're all adults and this is a professional setting, so please be respectful. If you need anything, please let us know. Today, we'll give an overview of our wonderful agency, explore what it means to be recognized as a Platinum Mental Health America employer, briefly discuss how to apply for open positions, and address any questions at the end if time permits. I do also just want to put a note out there that in the future, I will have the topics coming up in April. We'll be discussing the Revenue Tax Specialist Trainee title. It'll be an informational webinar, and we'll be hiring some Revenue Tax Specialist trainees into our Taxpayer Services Division. And then in May, I will be talking about the application and interviewing techniques, just kind of helping people, assisting you with how to get started with your application process and kind of what to expect with the state of Illinois hiring process. The Illinois Department of Revenue has been serving Illinois taxpayers since 1927 when the gasoline tax was enacted. We now administer over 82 different taxes. As the collector of tax monies, the department is a stable state agency with roughly 1,400 employees who assist in processing more than 13 million returns annually. Tax monies are used to fund educational, health, and social services, public protection and justice, general government, and other general funds. While Revenue is headquartered in Springfield, we do have additional offices across the state of Illinois. All three of us on the call today are located at our Springfield location, which is downtown. The Willard Ice Building is this big building with the flag in front of it. Actually, it's all those pictures. Those are inside of our building. So it's a really unique and cool building. Today, just a note, you'll hear me refer to the Illinois Department of Revenue as IDOR, Revenue, Department, or Agency, maybe something else. I could come up with something. So if there's any confusion about what I'm referencing, it's just our agency. I'm a little toasty. On the screen, you'll see our mission, our vision, and our value. This makes up our strategic foundation. Aligning with our mission, vision, and value, the Illinois Department of Revenue is committed to creating equitable and inclusive state services and programs. As a public servant, you will play an important role working on behalf of the people of Illinois. Each state employee has a responsibility to the people of Illinois to act with integrity and to treat others with dignity and respect. We strive to hire an inclusive, highly qualified, and diverse workforce that reflects the taxpayers of Illinois. IDOR has an operational budget of $282 million for fiscal year 26 and coordinates a tax structure collecting 70.1 billion taxes. The department is required to ensure that all tax revenues are efficiently collected and properly deposited into the correct funds in the state treasury. Through coordination with the Comptroller's Office, we ensure the tax refunds and state payments are made in a timely manner. IDOR is a professionally minded governmental entity that values its employees and invests in their success through training and engagement. IDOR values diversity both culturally and professionally and fosters productive work environments best suited for serving the citizens and taxpayers of Illinois. The department is broken into 6 main program areas offering entry-level, associate, middle management, and and executive leadership roles. With varying minimum requirements for education and experience, we do have positions ranging from some high school GED, high school diploma, all the way up to master's degrees and everything in between. All of our positions are full-time, and we do not have any truly remote positions. We have hybrid positions. The stipulations around the positions will be on the postings, and most positions it is going to depend on many things, including the description of the work, what you actually handle for work, can your work be done remotely, and most importantly, your ability to work independently. Okay. The department is broken into 6 main program areas offering, I already said that. Currently, 58% of our leaders started in one of our trainee titles. Our leadership team is 46% females with 12% from diverse racial backgrounds. Our most often filled titles are Revenue Tax Specialist Trainee and Revenue Auditor Trainee. Again, the titles are full-time permanent positions offered at all 6 locations throughout the state of Illinois. I won't be going into detail about those positions, but as they are we do class hires for them. So our turnover is relatively low. We tend to maintain our employees that we hire and get trained. But with the trainee titles, you go into being certified as the actual title, so Revenue Tax Specialist, and then you promote, since they're union positions, to the 1, 2, 3 as appropriate through the requirements of the position. And that leaves us with people retiring in groups, people promoting in groups. So we usually have groups to hire. We do currently have a Revenue Tax Specialist trainee position posted in our Springfield location, I believe. And then I anticipate that we will be hiring another class, which I will talk about in the April webinar at 11 o'clock, April 27th. It will be the Revenue Tax Specialist Trainee title informational webinar, and we'll be exploring the Taxpayer Services Program area. Since 2019, Mental Health America, MHA, has awarded the Bell Seal to hundreds of employers, demonstrating a meaningful commitment to employee mental health and well-being. MHA is the nation's leading nonprofit dedicated to the promotion of mental health, well-being, and prevention. MHA is the foremost organization providing recognition for U.S. employers committed to creating mentally healthy workplaces. I just realized why I can't hear you guys. All Bell Seal recipients meet MHA's rigorous evaluation standards, and only 2 in 5 employers earn recognition at any level. The Bell Seal for workplace mental health is awarded by Mental Health America. It's an organization that meets national standards for workplace mental health. The Illinois Department of Revenue's 2026 Platinum Bell Seal recognition reflects our strong commitment to employee mental health. I would like to draw your attention to the quote on the screen. bright example of how our executive leadership truly care about us as just regular workers, everyday people. Our director has, when he was asked to speak about our recognition, he immediately went to recognizing us as employees and the great things that we accomplish through our day-to-day tasks. In 2025, the Illinois Department of Revenue became the first state of Illinois agency to be awarded the Bell Seal for workplace mental health by Mental Health America. And we did achieve a gold level recognition. We were very happy with that recognition, but we did put in additional effort. And this year we are thrilled to announce that for 2026, the Department of Revenue was awarded the highest level. We were recognized as a platinum employer with a total score of 98%, which is like, to me, is just crazy. Like, how are we so close? The Illinois Department of Revenue's 2026 Platinum Bell Seal recognition reflects our strong commitment to employee mental health and well-being. And it also reflects our dedication to fostering a supportive workplace culture, commitment to employee mental health, and promoting employee well-being which directly benefits our bottom line, which is you as both our employer or our employees and as our taxpayers of the state of Illinois. On the screen, you'll notice that I did list the percentages that we received in each category. There's the workplace culture, benefits that support mental health, caring beyond compliance, holistic wellness at work. And to the right is obviously the definition, which I'm sure you guys have already read through. So let's explore the ways that the department excels in workplace culture, offers benefits that support mental health and holistic wellness at work, and all while caring beyond compliance. Work-life integration. Working for the state of Illinois comes with a robust benefit package. We offer generous time off package, including sick, vacation, personal, and as well as 13 or 14 paid holidays every year. The number of holidays depends on if it's election year or not, and there's a vacation and sick time rollover. The department also offers flexible work schedules, which is going to be, again, dependent on your position and various factors. We also have a parental leave, which is now 12 weeks of paid leave for both parents, and that does also go to adoption benefits as well. Okay. Next, we'll be looking at our benefits. For detailed information regarding state of Illinois benefits, please visit the benefits website, which is listed on the screen. It's the cms.illinois.gov/benefits/state employee. You can also just type in state of Illinois benefits into Google and it will pop up. A few of the benefits are listed. The state of Illinois Deferred Compensation Plan is a supplemental retirement program for state employees. Contributions to the plan can be made on a pre-tax or Roth basis through salary deferrals. Employees have we are allowed to pick how much we defer. You can change that amount at any time to decrease or increase depending on what's going on. And then that money is yours, of course, to use as you need. Dependent on when you use it will depend on if there's any penalties. Employees qualify for medical, dental, vision, and life insurance on day one. There's no waiting periods. We have to cross some busy streets to get into the building, and I like to joke that if you were to get hit by a bus on day one, you would be covered. Your benefits will also be extended to any dependents that you may have, and you do have a period where you are able to pick the best choice for you and any of your dependents. We offer pre-tax programs such as dependent care or child care, a health savings program, and then we also have a commuter savings program for the flexible spending accounts and health saving accounts. that is money that you take out of your paycheck, or it comes out automatically, and then you have it put on a card. You get that money at the beginning of the benefits choice period, and it is pre-tax, so you're only paying tax when you use it instead of being taxed and then taxed again. The Be Well program, which is a statewide wellness program that offers awareness articles, webinars, and resources for finance, health, and well-being, is also offered by CMS, which is Central Management Services. They are our governing agency for state of Illinois agencies. As a state government employee, you may be eligible for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. This program forgives the remaining balance on your direct loans after you have made 120 qualifying monthly payments under a qualifying repayment plan while working full-time for a qualifying employer, and we are one of those employers. IDOR offers tuition reimbursement up to a maximum of $5,000 per fiscal year for a full-time employee to cover 100% of tuition and lab fees at an accredited public institution and 80% of an accredited private institution. The state of Illinois offers a pension and a deferred compensation, as I did mention earlier, as other revenue streams for retirement. Also, if an employee works for the state of Illinois for at least 20 years, the state will pay the employee's premiums upon retirement. And actually, I think that might be incorrect. I think it might be longer now. I'll have to double check that. The 529 College Savings Plan enrollment is available through the Illinois Treasurer's Office, and that is a program for children of employees for college. The department, we have a robust learning and development division and offer a lot of professional development. One of the greatest benefits of a career with the department is our commitment to career advancement. We prioritize career development for our employees and believe a diverse workforce enhances decision-making for taxpayers. We are an employer of choice and support the individual development of our staff to help them further their careers. A testament to our commitment, again, is that many of our frontline supervisors had once been in the trainee titles. You are looking at 2 RTS trainees from back in the day. Myself, I started as a revenue tax specialist trainee in 2012. I have a degree in political science. I was able to start my career and move into human resources through union rights, being the most senior person to apply for a human resources position. I absolutely love human resources, and I have been in this position for about 10 years. And then Miss Millie also started as a revenue tax specialist. She worked in the call center and moved around a little bit before joining HR, and she and I have worked in hiring for it's been a long time, is it like 10 years almost? And then so we both started and have progressed our careers with promotions and career opportunities for within the department, which is really unique versus having to leave. I myself have left the department, but I do think that also speaks to how great the department is, because I willingly and happily came back. I'm very happy to be back at Revenue. I did leave because at the time we didn't have promotional opportunities, but we now have those. The title of HR specialist was not here back in 2017 or so, but now we do have HR specialists, so it's wonderful. Central Management Services, which is CMS that I mentioned earlier, does have CMS University. They offer various classes, both in-person and CBL, which is computer-based learning classes for professional and personal growth. We have a free college program. It's not exactly how it sounds, but it's a very awesome thing. The department offers a business partnership with Lincoln Land Community College, where we pay for courses for our employees to become minimally qualified for our revenue auditor trainee title on state time. So if you do get a position with us and you are looking for career advancement within the state of Illinois, we could be a very profitable option for you, where we help you advance to a higher paying job. The state of Illinois offers bilingual skills pay If a position does have a bilingual option, you will see it on the posting. You might see SS, Spanish speaking, or you might see something that might say MC, which is manual communication or American Sign Language. There are some other options for bilingual skill sets, and those will again be on the posting. I did skip our personal learning and development division. It's a wonderful division. We offer many classes for personal and professional growth, and those are in person and CBL courses, and they're online, or you can do them at your own pace as well. When I was at other agencies, I did actually come back to revenue to be trained on things such as leadership, and like dealing with difficult people is one that we have. We also offer some like personal finance classes. We care about the employee as a whole, and we know that despite our best efforts, personal life does sometimes you can't always leave that at the door. So we understand that as an employer, and we do our best to support you. Some additional voluntary benefits offered by the state of Illinois are listed on the screen. For these, the employees do pay premiums or costs for the add-ons in these programs, depending on many things. It will be an individual basis on what exactly you are able to qualify once you're an employee and what you choose to do. But there's things such as pet insurance, there's weight loss benefits, critical illness coverage, and auto and home insurance. Oops. Finding out I can just like scroll down instead of clicking is nice. For the Illinois Department of Revenue, this is one of, well, actually out of all the state agencies I've been to like 3 or 4, the employee involvement here is unmet. We have highly involved employees with both the environment in our work areas as well as in the community. We currently down on 2nd at our Springfield location, they are doing a food drive for local senior citizen communities. It's really heartwarming, and additionally, the display is super cute. If we could take pictures, I would have one for you, but we're not allowed to take pictures in our building. We offer a revenue employees club. It's called Rec Club. I'll be talking about all these on this slide in a little bit. There's also state and university employees combined appeal. It's our SECA. We also have a diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility committee. So our employees are able to apply during the open application period to join the committee, and they serve in various aspects of the department to help our efforts in fair and equitable treatment. We have a spider web, which is something really neat. It's an internal employee website. We have every single form you could ever need. There's policies and procedures out there. It's where we post anything fun going on, so some of the things might be an employee outing to go golfing. We have a trivia night coming up. We have book club. We have lots of different ways that you can get involved at various levels, if that's meeting with people, if it might be donating some time, or anything that makes you feel involved. For our Springfield location, we do have on-site daycare. It is not a paid benefit. This is something that you have to pay for completely by yourself. However, it is on-site, which is very nice. Millie, I believe, has used that in the past. So it's very nice that you're able to bring your kid with you to work, essentially, drop them off and pick them up when you leave. I'm not sure on their policies and things, but like if, for example, I'm not sure parents can go down there during the day, but I'm assuming that you can. We also provide public educational seminars for taxpayers, and as you know, we're all taxpayers as well. So we do commit to conducting a 1-hour quarterly virtual educational event that will be promoted to taxpayers and tax practitioners. On the slide, this is actually a picture of our Chicago building. It looks so different from afar versus when I've been there. It's located at 555 West Monroe. There are actually many state agencies that are located in this building. It is right across the street from the Metro, which is great for people living in the city. Okay. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to start going through some of the clubs that we offer, some of the committees. The first one is our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility Committee, DEIA. At IDOR, our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility Committee addresses systemic and institutional challenges faced by state employees and Illinois residents. The DEIA committee seeks to lead the agency through the implementation of our DEIA plan and to broadly set DEIA goals for the agency. IDOR joins a statewide effort led by the Office of the Governor to create more equitable systems and opportunities for state employees and all residents. On our website, we do have some DEIA resources for employees, including our DEIA plan, past communications, contact information, and more. Our employees that you don't necessarily have to be on the committee to submit an initiative through DEIA, but we encourage employees to submit DEIA initiatives that they feel will make a difference in our environment, in our hiring practices, in our employee growth. Every aspect of our agency, we encourage employees to get involved with. I myself have submitted an initiative, and I was on the committee for a while. Unfortunately, with my work commitment, I wasn't able to stay on the committee. The committee is hardworking employees. We get dedicated time to the DEIA initiatives outlined by laws, rules, and regulations. And they were very understanding when I wasn't able to do that, but they also are willing to work with us. In my professional capacity as the recruitment and retention manager, I work closely with them on how we can increase our outreach, how we can be more inclusive and equitable with our diversity and accessibility needs. One of the coolest initiatives was that Lincoln Land program proposal that came from a DEIA initiative from an employee, where they suggested when we were having a difficulty filling the revenue auditor trainee title, that perhaps we look at certifying employees, minimally qualifying them through a program with Lincoln Land. It took a couple of years, but we finally have that program off and running. We're in the preliminary stages, and we just had our first cohort successfully graduate. DIA also holds various events throughout the year. They have informational bulletin boards throughout our different locations. They post newsletters. They have a foodies group, and they do a Cheers for Peers throughout the year, where employees will recognize fellow employees for outstanding work and commitment. Our next thing that's really big at our agency is our Revenue Employees Club. The mission is to promote goodwill, morale, and interpersonal relationships among all IDOR employees. The Rec Employees Club does a lot of fundraisers. Some of those fundraisers raise funds for things that the employees do, and some of those funds are raised towards donationable or charitable organizations. The committees are the club is highly involved. They hold meetings, and they put together annual events that everyone looks forward to. Recently, they've been holding an employee picnic, where they host an off-site day where employees get together and gather and celebrate just each other and working for a wonderful agency. One thing that's fun every year is the Jingle and Mingle. We actually have something down at our various lobbies across the state of Illinois at our different locations. We hold a Jingle and Mingle where employees are encouraged to wear fun, festive sweaters, come and just, like it says, jingle and mingle. So they come and talk and just hang out. They do a cookie baking contest, and it's just a fun time for everyone. The organization, the Rec Club, also does things such as Subway sandwiches, where they bring in Subway sandwiches, I think once a month, and they sell those for employees, which is kind of nice to get something different for lunch. They hold an annual IDOR golf outing, and they also have a trivia night. Excuse me, trivia nights. Another huge thing that we have at that we are actively participate in this Department of Revenue is the State and University Employees Combined Appeal, or SECA. To my knowledge, I believe all state agencies participate at some level, but we take this very seriously here at Revenue. We have a long-standing tradition. I would bet it goes back 20 years or more, where we every year the different areas donate baskets, and the employees make donations, whatever you can afford, and then they raffle off those baskets. We have raised a substantial amount for various charities. Looks like I left my question on there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a human. The website takes you to the comptroller's website for SECA. Like I said, it's a whole state employee initiative. The State and University Employees Combined Appeal is an annual program that provides all employees opportunity to donate to the charitable cause of their choice through payroll deductions. It is administered by the Illinois Office of the Comptroller. SECA was created in 1983 as a workplace giving campaign, making it easy for state employees to donate to over 1,600 local, state, national, and international charities. Charities in the program address needs such as animal welfare, violence prevention, homelessness, cancer research, counseling for sexual assault survivors, and more. Since its inception, state employees have contributed more than $84 million through the SECA program. To learn more about IDOR, please visit our website for specific career opportunities and more detailed information about revenue. Check out our website, tax.illinois.gov. If you go to the /about IDOR /employment, it will take you to our employment opportunities. The employment button will bring you to our Work for Rev page with why work for Revenue, in-demand jobs, revenue job postings, and how to apply for State of Illinois careers. You will find information, videos, guides, and more on topics such as how to apply, setting up your profile, in-demand titles, and previous webinar recordings. As I stated earlier, this recording will be uploaded within the next couple of weeks if you are interested in checking that out. Once on our employment page, so if you see on the screen, you see in the upper right hand corner, you see that employment, that's where you will click to get to this page. And then this magnifying glass is actually the jobs posting, revenue job postings. If you click on that, you'll be redirected to the State of Illinois hiring portal. All state agencies use the same system, follow the same guidelines, rules, and regulations to promote fair and equitable hiring. The image on the left, excuse me, with the yellow box and all the information will be what you see when you are redirected. You'll notice, and it's hard to see, I know, but under the part that's filled in it says agency, and that's the Department of Revenue, and it's auto-populated when you go from our site. If you would like to explore other State of Illinois opportunities, you can search by keyword, location, agency, posting group, class title, and bilingual option. Please use caution and discretion for keywords, as you may miss an opportunity if the word is not used. As an example, I am an HR professional, and if I were to be using the keywords of human resources, I could potentially miss a job posting due to the recent industry standards shifting to people operations. So it's always a good idea to actually go in and review the job postings. We do currently have 10 postings up for various positions. I believe most of them come down today. As I stated earlier, that revenue tax specialist trainee, which is an entry, I want to say entry level. You do have to have a bachelor's degree, but it is currently posted. If you are interested in employment with us, it is actually on the right-hand side. If you probably can't see it, but that's the salary and everything on there. We would encourage you to look at that. And if you're interested, to go ahead and apply. Let's see. On the right-hand side, as I said, that is the posting. So you'll notice things such as the job requisition ID, the opening closing date, the agency, the job title, skill option, and if it's bilingual, this one is not. You'll notice the salary is posted. We do post the full salary range, and then you'll see the anticipated salary. That should always be the minimum. Generally speaking, if you're not a current state employee, that will be the salary you are offered. You are able to negotiate. The state of Illinois will not resend job offers based off of a request to negotiate. There is no guarantee that a negotiation would be accepted. The only time to negotiate is prior to accepting the job. Yes, a bachelor's degree is needed for the revenue tax specialist trainee position. Wait, no? Are you saying no?
Not anymore, not for the revenue tax specialist trainee. It's now just the equivalent. They got
Oh, I'm sorry.
requirement.
I did misspeak. Thank you, Millie, for correcting me on that. It is bachelor's degree or equivalent. So if you do think you have the equivalency, and I'm very sorry that I misspoke on that. If you have the equivalency, that could be you have a couple college courses and 5 years of experience, you have 20 years of experience, whatever. If you feel that you have the equivalent experience, you can mark yes, and this just make sure that you have a detailed explanation and that your resume backs up what you're stating. Thank you very much for that clarification. And that goes for all state of Illinois jobs. There's probably very few that actually require a degree. They should all say degree / and or equivalency. And that does bring up a good point when you're applying for the positions. Make sure that your answers are very detailed, that you are putting down whatever to support your yes answer. Please do not put C resume. More than likely, you will not get credit for that answer. There are a lot of people that apply for jobs, and it's just impossible to go through with a fine-tooth comb and do the C resume, because then you have to look for it specifically versus saying, at the Illinois Department of Revenue in 2015, when I was an HR specialist, I did X, Y, and Z task, and I was able to increase productivity by 50%. Then a person that is reviewing it can just go to that job and be like, oh, they have it listed here, things check out, versus when you say C resume, I might be looking through 10 pages, and that's just not something that the state of Illinois is able to do. So we have gotten away from accepting the C resume answer. All positions are posted for 10 business days. So that does mean that if there's a state holiday, that does not count as a day. Postings do come down at 11:59 on the closing date. And we have transitioned to, if a position posts, say midday today doesn't count. It'll be the following day that starts as the first day. It's important to make sure that you read any disclosures. And while some positions, such as this one, will say that a resume is not required, we highly encourage you to include one because it's very difficult to verify information without a resume. It's in your best interest to provide a detailed resume. The state of Illinois does request a more detailed resume. The private industry will ask for a short synopsis of your job duties and maybe some of the highlights. For the state of Illinois, we're going to want every position that you've held, the number of years, months, etc., as well as the duties that you've done. If you switch a job title, like I've worked for the state of Illinois for 14 years, every job title change is a new description. So when you go from the revenue tax specialist trainee to a revenue tax specialist 1, you're switching that. If you go from revenue tax specialist trainee in audit and you move to our collections unit, then most likely your duties have changed. So you're going to need to be providing those detailed things. If you have a job description for your current or past positions, that's wonderful. Please use it as a guide. Please don't copy and paste it. Usually job descriptions are more an overview of what you're doing and not what you actually do. So you'll want to, again, make sure you provide those details. On the bottom of the posting, which I don't have, you'll see a contact person. You'll want to make sure that you copy down that contact information. Make sure you have a copy of the job requisition ID. Once these postings come down from the website, they are gone. Highly encourage that you take a screenshot, that you print them, that you save a copy somewhere so that once you apply and the posting comes down, that if you need to reference it later, you still have that information. A lot of state agencies have transitioned from having an individual's name as a contact person to having an inbox. We ourselves use an inbox. So if you have any questions about past applications, or if you apply and have any questions in the future, you'll want to make sure you copy or contact the right inbox. And this allows us to have more people monitor and assist people quicker rather than waiting for someone who might be tied up in interviews or other aspects of the hiring process. For the revenue tax specialist trainings, we do note the anticipated start date, and it is a while out, but as again, they are class hires, so we do have to go through and run our backgrounds on every single person, and we have to have them starting at the same time as we have the training program set up. All the classrooms and available trainings are already outlined and dates reserved. I went through my slideshow a little bit faster than I anticipated today, but that's okay. Let me see. Or when you go to set up your or go apply, look for state of Illinois jobs, you'll want to have your resume with you. You will also want to have a copy of your degree if you have one, your diploma if you don't. If you have any certifications, be that a CDL, forklift driver, a nursing degree, maybe your certified public accounting, whatever you have, I recommend that you have that available with you to upload to your profile. You will create a profile, and then you can start looking and applying for jobs. So very simple, apply. Your resume, the more detailed is also better because it will pull the information from your resume into your profile. You'll want to verify that information is correct. And then of course, just go through the prompts to answer the application processes, making sure that you answer each question thoroughly, and then go ahead and submit that. When a position is posted, it will not be reviewed until after the closing date. It can take a couple of weeks before we get the posting back from Central Management Services. They do the preliminary reviews to determine if people are minimally qualified. So on the posting, you'll see minimum qualifications. You must meet the minimum qualifications for a position. The preferred qualifications are just that, they are preferred. While we would like to see a candidate with that, you do not have to have them. Do not let not meeting preferred qualifications just deter you from applying. If you don't meet a single preferred qualification, that's going to be a judgment call on your end. If you think that you would be a qualified candidate, we wouldn't stop you from applying, and we would encourage you, if you think you can do the position, to do that. You'll want to make sure that you can meet the conditions of employment. All agencies are different. As we're the Department of Revenue, we do have an additional background, and that is to be tax compliant. We have to be tax compliant for the rest of our lives. And we all on this call are currently tax compliant, or we would have been called into internal affairs and asked why we're not. So that's something to keep in mind for our particular agency regarding employment here. Okay. On the screen, I have listed some additional assistant programs or assistance and programs. As I stated before, Central Management Services is CMS. They have assistant programs and information on the illinois.jobs2web.com, which is that yellow screenshot I had is that website. So on their homepage, they have some additional resources and they have information regarding those programs that include Disabled Workers Program, Disabled Workers Trainee Program, which is set up to help disabled workers find the right position with the state of Illinois. They also have information regarding our Upward Mobility Program. you will notice on some of the postings that UMP, as a non-state employee, you can disregard that. It doesn't apply to you if you are seeing that position on the private sector posting, then that means that there are positions available or we would not be posting it. So you can apply for those positions. But for current state employees, we can work towards advancement in specific career paths and diversity enrichment program application, career paths based off of our application and based off our goals. The website also offers diversity enrichment program and application resources. They have an example of a resume for the state of Illinois. Believe it's called a really great resume. And they have some other videos on like how to interview, how to get assistance when you need it. You can also email career counseling, which is the cms.counseling by email at illinois.gov. When you email them, you'll want to include a copy of your resume. Again, any certifications, any like award or anything that you have that you would want to include on your profile, you'll want to send to them. You'll want to let them know the location that you plan to stay on. If you live in Springfield and you are wanting to relocate to Des Plaines, you would want to let your career counselor know that. You'll want to let them know kind of your career aspirations. And this will help them with that initial contact on helping you get set into the state of Illinois on a career path. Yes, okay. I did additionally list some veteran services, as that can sometimes be a difficult process. CMS again offers on careers.illinois.gov employment resources. They have a veteran service program. Additional veteran services information can be found on the Illinois Department of Veterans website. Their recruiters have a monthly webinar offered on various days on how to certify your veterans points. IDES also offers dedicated staff to assist veterans at des.myvetrep@illinois.gov. As a veteran, you receive priority access to job openings and other employment-related services through Illinois Job Link. When you register on IJL, your status as a veteran is highlighted with an American flag icon on your resume, helping employers easily identify and prioritize you when reviewing candidates. And they also assist you with searching for job opportunities. And then that will conclude our webinar. Thank you for your time and attention. When you leave the webinar, you will be redirected to a survey. If you have time, I would love to hear your feedback. Like I said earlier, I do review the survey responses and often follow up. If you need any further assistance or if you have any additional questions, please feel free to email me at rev.idorcareers@illinois.gov. Again, my name is Alexandria Pachetti. And another reminder that on April 27th, I will be having a webinar, an informational webinar for the Revenue Tax Specialist Trainee title for our taxpayer services. Again, we do have that position currently posted. Another note that I forgot to mention is you'll want to apply for the Revenue Tax Specialist Trainee and not the one. The RTS one does require that you completed the trainee program. And then on May 27th, I will be hosting the Illinois Department of Revenue application and interviewing techniques webinar. So again, thank you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll stay on the call for the next couple of minutes in case anyone has any questions, and we'll be able to address those questions. I am going to go ahead and close out of the PowerPoint and stop the recording.